little sip of coffee and feeling a little more like myself again. Real quick before we go to a couple of email questions. How do I get your questions? You can email me, cardreadsbyannie@gmail.com. Of course, you can see it at the end of the credits as well. We can set up a telephone time. Sometimes we run behind, so give us 20 minutes or so, give or take. We preset that time, however, keeping in mind we are a PG show, so your question has to kind of be PG. Or you can come and sit beside me here and join me. If there's something that you do that's very meditative, or if you're a yoga instructor, if you do massage, any number of those things that helps with our energies, by all means, we would love to have you as a guest on our show, just like Eliana was earlier today. So, that being said, we welcome your suggestions, we welcome your comments, and we welcome your, input, period. If you have a business where you'd like me to come and just throw a few cards around, we can certainly do that. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to an email question. This comes from Crystal. I am not 100% sure where Crystal is from, but I do tend to think probably by Manitoba-ish. And it says, "Hi, Annie. I have had my cards read by you before. Some time has passed and I'm now looking for some confirmation on my decisions and my choices. I was wondering if you could tell me if you see any major changes happening for my family. Will we be okay financially when we make this change? Thank you for your time. I hope to hear from you soon. Namaste, Crystal." Okay, so I am trying something new. I am trying to record this for the email questions on just a voice recording so that we can get the answer to you a little quicker than usual. So, in other words, Crystal, let's see if we will be financially okay when we make this change. So let's take a quick peek here and see where to go from there. Yeah, there's quite a bit in your here and now pile, actually, where we ended up cutting the cards. One of your kids may not like the move, okay? One of the kids may not like the decision, but I guess we have to look at it in the long run of, is it best for the family as a whole? Tend to think that's a yes. There's the family card, there's the cleansing, and here's kind of our legal card, anything from signing with a realtor to taking a loan. Anytime we see this card, it usually means we're signing our name to something that is a commitment or along those lines. So car loan, house loan, those kinds of things. But it is showing here that one of our kids perhaps may not like this change so much. So what I suggest and what I propose where that's concerned is that perhaps we offer him or her once or twice a year that they can go back and visit their friends for longer than an overnight stay. I do tend to think that that might make it a little bit easier, and it says here with patience and strength, you won't feel like you're just the worst parent in the world because you moved. I moved all over the world and I think I turned out pretty much okay. It's also showing here no real financial issues. So financially, I do think that you will be okay. But somehow I feel like we're jumping into perhaps our own business or running our own business. It feels like we're jumping into some kind of proprietorship. Biggest warning I'm going to give you there is if we're buying a new business or extending a business already in place, let's make sure we're not overspending because we're excited to bring things in. Let's make the climb happen steady, and we would see the steady climb over the next 2 to 3 years. Do I see a move in the forecast? It's showing chaos, yes, but it is showing that within 6 months or so, we are feeling balanced with the decision that we've made. And if I have to put my thought into it rather than feeling, let's combine the two. I do tend to think that you're looking at moving perhaps before the heart of winter. So decision financially, you'll be okay. You'll get some extra money coming in with the sale of your house. However, I also do feel that we're jumping into to some type of business. And it does feel like it's good. It does feel like we both have a passion for it. And it does feel like this is something that'll grow with your nurturing of it. So, Crystal, I hope that answers your question. If I were a betting woman, I'd say jump right in, okay? But you're always in charge of your own decisions and listen to your instinct. So if your instinct is saying slow down the process, slow it down. But it does show here there's going to be some chaos around it, so I don't think that we're going to have too much of a chance to be able to slow it down once we start the process. So, Crystal, I want to thank you for your question, and I hope that helps, and we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. So remember, no matter what the cards have to say, you're in charge of your own destiny, you're in charge of your own decisions. Your cards can really only, like with Crystal now, show you different avenues. The avenue you choose to take is the road you choose to take. So with that, I'm going to thank everybody here today for making this show possible. I'm going to thank you, the viewer, for watching. I've been told about 2 or 3 of you watch it out there, so that's kind of fun. And in the meantime, Oliver and I would like to say in love and light, let's have a safe week.